All right. Hey, everybody. How we doing? It's ZUDECAST 114. We got Anton and SavTen in the building. How we doing, Cass?
What it do?
It's feeling like smorgasbord.
Chilling, brother. Thank you so much for having us.
I appreciate y'all for dealing with some of the technical difficulties we've been rocking with. Appreciate the audience as well, but I'm glad we didn't have to restart the stream all the way. So we are good to go, man. We were just talking about networking, about getting out there, how SavTen and Anton been getting out there, jumping on the scene. You're saying it's a different game to go out and about than the social media game, huh?
Absolutely. You know, reaching out to folks through DMs was, at this point, in hindsight, was a little sus. It was. People, they don't know me. I mean, I have good intentions usually, and bro, I'm just trying to promote my beats as much as possible. But it wasn't until Anton pushed me to come out to CSSB Freestyle Friday, and I started really tapping in with everybody. He pushed me out, pushed me a lot. So thank you, Anton, brother. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate your life
too. He pushed me to get on a music video. So
Yeah,
hell yeah,
that's cool to see you guys been really rocking as a duo, like putting your stuff out there and pushing each other, and it's been super inspiring. The video I was just watching, all you guys did 3 videos together or 2 so far?
One video, there's 2 different parts.
Right. So it's Fibonacci Sequence and Desert Storm.
Desert Storm.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, let's talk about those.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got to give a shout out to my daughter, Kwaji. She helped out with storyboarding. She helped out with filming on location, and we pretty much did a look of what the video was going to be with her and I. And so that was very helpful, and you know, it got me a little closer with her. Got her out of her comfort zone a little bit, and then she helped direct the video as well. So shout out to you, Kwaji. I love you so much. Thank you. So Fibonacci Sequence was the first original single, and I was just like, yeah, yo, do you want to put this out? And Anton's been so chill with it. He was like, go for it. Right, just like yeah. And then I got this like harebrained idea to shoot a video I've never done before. So yeah, he just said he was down for it, and we shot that video. I had the whole vision in my head, and walking through it with my daughter, and then bringing him on scene afterwards to shoot it was pretty incredible. Yeah. He actually had the idea to do a throwback, a little homage to early 2000s hip hop. So let's talk about that.
I basically saw the Dipset Anthem music video, and so at the first start of it, it plays the Dipset Anthem, and it plays Joel's both his first and second verse, and then the glass drops and it breaks the Camerons on the same album, but him just rapping "I Really Mean It," and I was like, I think to engage the guys, I think we should do that. Did it engage them? They didn't want to watch Desert Storm. They loved Fibonacci Sequence. They didn't want to watch Desert Storm. So, you know, I guess I'm going to have to go the Flips route. And he likes to say ignorant shit. So, you know, I went a little too conscious maybe for him. But that's something we got to figure out. But I honestly wanted to say, like, that shout out to Josh. Shout out to fucking Freestyle Friday. Because if, you know, we talked about it at our pop-up, or at your pop-up, that I literally started rapping because I came up on Freestyle Friday. So, like, if I didn't come up on Freestyle Friday, then this man would have never shared me his beats. I would have never got on anything, you know? Like, this would have never happened. I wouldn't even be here right now if it wasn't for Freestyle Friday. So, shout out Freestyle Friday. Every Friday at CSSB. Like, I am a Freestyle Friday baby. I was born out of it.
That's what's up.
Dude. Dude. That's exactly what it's all about, though. You know, getting tapped in and locked in and finding people to work with and the right people to work with. And that's inspiring, too, though, because I feel like you and me are a very similar point where we're like, you know, you're figuring it, like, you know, trying to get back into it in general while juggling a bunch of other stuff. And to see you guys putting out stuff and putting out music videos, that's super inspiring. So that's tight. Yeah, Desert Storm, though, you're saying you went a little too conscious with it. Break that down, though, because it's a very relevant song with everything that's going on, bro. The state of the world, bro. You can't pussyfoot around it.
Yeah, so obviously I talked about, you know, me being Palestinian. I talked about the Palestinian struggle. I just went over the history a little bit, talked about things.
For those who don't know, this is Anton's second appearance. So we had a Freestyle Fridays interview. It was a pretty long one though. It was like a half hour, so that was a good one.
Was it half hour or 20 minutes?
20 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
But that was a you know, this is your second appearance here with us on the cast.
Yeah, I mean, I basically told SavTen I like this. I like the way this sounds. I want to go with it. And he was like, yo, write whatever you want to write to it. And this was before everything really popped off. And, excuse me. And I just started writing. And I feel like it more sounds like a poem. You know, I did it at Poetry Night here. And it sounded like
That's facts.
really good. And I got a lot of, you know, good feedback from it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to run with it. And I told SavTen we want to put on part 2. And then he came to me and he was looking at the analytics and he was like, they're watching Fibonacci sequence and then they stop at this like point. And, you know, there is always that talk of like, oh, in rap, they're not being conscious. They're speaking about drugs and guns and killing people. And it's like, shit, maybe that's what's making the money. And maybe people don't want to hear that. But I mean, they're going to hear it from me regardless. So if I got a Mortal Technicum or something, you know, if that's how I'm going to look to these guys at CSSB, then fuck it, you know, let it be that. So they got to know. And I mean, shit, we're about to be in World War III. So if you guys haven't been paying attention, you're going to start paying attention now.
Yeah. Dude, that's sick though too, because I mean, you get some people, dude, they just turn into real keyboard warriors with all this shit. You know, I mean, part of the podcast, part of why we formed the ZUDECAST is like it was like during COVID where everybody's mouthing off hella hard, being keyboard warriors, but like it's way harder to like be unhinged like to someone's face, you know, type stuff. But with music too though, it's like you can craft something that's like so much bigger than yourself, like being socially conscious in music and with creative aspects is way more like healthy way to process that than some people get real wrapped up in this shit, you know, in unhealthy ways and shit, you know. Yeah, but that's dope, dude. That shit's hard.
And I agree with what you have to say. And I mean, like I said, I was born out of Freestyle Friday. You know, I see you going up. You know, we did the little 20-minute cipher at the end, and you were doing your thing. I mean, so we're all working on a journey to an end goal. And so what I'm really working on is substance. And, you know, when I was early on my career, I felt that there was a lot of substance there. And I pulled out of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to bring up one more fact about the Desert Storm, like not just the video, but how the song came about. Mm-hmm. Like this was right in the beginning of us like working together. And Anton was like, I got an idea for a track. And you want to talk about like how you found the song? So the sample in Desert Storm is from a song called El Malama. Mm-hmm. And so that whole concept was Anton's. He just brought it to me, and I cooked it up. So you want to talk about that?
I didn't know we were sample snitching. I was trying to keep that on the low. No, I mean you're the producer, so if you're okay with it,
so we're gonna get into that real talks, you know, later in the pod. But like,
I just want to say I respect you for actually like making your channel like and like having breakdowns and remixes of stuff that people you interact with want to see, regardless of like, oh, we're gonna get copyrighted striked. It's like that's sick though. Like especially, I mean, you know, when you're still building up a channel, because it's annoying to get copyright striked and stuff, but it's cool that you're showing what you're doing, and the channel is cool. I like the presentation on it and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That's all brand new for me. All of it. Being in front of the camera is brand new. If you go to like a month ago in my Instagram feed, it's just me just posting text, shit like that.
Right.
So it's been super fun. The name of the episode, I'm gonna plug it away, is or the name of the playlist or the whole show is SavTen's Beat Challenge. So if y'all want to challenge me with anything, I'm up for it. Right now there's been a lot of challenges, so I've like starting in episode 4, I've had to put everybody's challenge on a raffle wheel, and then I spin that live, and then so far it's been I can't wait to share the next episodes. We just gotta wait because they drop every Sunday on YouTube. Yep.
Nice, that's cool. Are you like bulk making it too, like kind of making it throughout the week and then like spacing the drops out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
yep.
Smart, bro. Smart. I love it.
I got through episode 5 now. Go for it.
Oh no, go ahead. Good.
Oh yeah, so I'm just so like behind. So I just posted episode 3, and I'm almost finished with 5, like 4 and 5.
Nice.
So and all the micro content and all that. So every episode it gets better, cleaner. the audio's better. Like shout out to my boy Hector. He was like, "Hey, bro, like turn up the volume on your microphone. I could barely hear you and shit like that." So like, I appreciate the feedback. I love it, guys. Like, it's interactive. I want everybody to be involved with it as much as possible.
Yeah, they saved our ass with the feedback, bro, because they would let us know they couldn't hear nothing. I'm glad somebody was here right away to tell us, yo, they can't hear shit. Hey, Josh, can you pull up real quick the laptop screen, too, because this is SavTen's YouTube channel right here. Everybody who's watching, go ahead and check him out. Give him a follow. Give him a subscribe, bro. 81 already. When did you start, you said? Not that long ago. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's been, well, I had like 42 subscribers forever. And I just didn't do much on YouTube. I didn't push it that way, but since I came out to Freestyle Friday, so it's been about a month, and I've doubled my subscribers because I've been pretty consistent, and I've had a lot of content with Anton. I've probably posted the Fibonacci sequence behind the scenes, everything like a million times. I'm sure I annoyed you, brother. I'm sorry about that. But I don't know how to do Instagram. I don't know how to do socials. So tapping in here, Joran has given me like tons and tons of advice. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
You got all these shorts, bro. All the look good, bro. Oh, this shit had me dead too.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Yep. And so, I want to talk about that a little bit because it's relevant to what Anton just said, right? So
here, let's go back to full screen, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah. So so there was a lightweight troll. Was talking about Anton's verse on Desert Storm. Well, it isn't his verse. Like, the way Desert Storm starts off out is poetry. He's rhyming it. It's you want to talk about it, brother? Like, it is poetic, the first portion, and the beat doesn't even start when he's like, in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, coming up to my head, I don't even like remember we circle around birds and eagles. They watch how you smoke a purple diesel. Some people hate pins and needles. At the end of the day, just love your people.
Yep.
Like, and then I go, I'm not the one to desert the storm. I weathered the storm and take over the shit like the U.S. did Operation Desert Storm. And like the beats, like, it kind of drags out a bit. So I wanted to drag out with it. And when me and him both made it, he was like, I don't know, like, you need to figure that out or something. I was like, no, this is the point. And he brought up Freeway's like, oh, Freeway's my favorite rapper. He raps a little funky, so I get that. And just like when it comes to anything you do, there's textbook, but there are also guys that reinvent the wheel. So I did something that he might not have been accustomed to. I'm not going to say I reinvented the wheel, but I kind of was trying to do my own way and figure it out. And like I say, while I go on this journey, I'm figuring out my style and how to kind of make myself different. And I mean, there's a lot of rappers nowadays that are just kind of coming in and falling off, and I'm not saying like I'm on right now or anything like that. Like, this is a fun thing. Just like I go and snowboard, I rap on Fridays, just like I go up and snowboard on Fridays. And it's a fun thing to do, and me and you, Grody, we both are out there doing our thing. I mean, I see you, and it's so funny watching you rap too, though, because you get all like, you get moving when you rap. Like, you're a mover when you rap. Like, if you saw yourself on the cypher, like when they were recording you, oh, dude, you're doing your thing, and it was awesome. So
appreciate that, man.
It's just we're figuring out our things, and it's fun to do, mixing words, poetry.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, we got Brant Parker saying Anton is up next, 100% for fucking sure, bro. And we got Marlon Sanchez, a.k.a. Kuya Flip, saying that Desert Storm went stupid. Anton be talking that shit for real. Ask Anton about Kuya's OnlyFans. What do you know about Kuya's OnlyFans, Anton?
Well, I am subscribed to it because he plugged it at Freestyle Friday, actually. And so, yeah, it's pretty good if you guys want to go check him out. He's actually... it's $10 a month. He live streams every week. Yeah, it's actually pretty solid stuff. And sometimes he shows some Freestyle Friday behind the scenes things. No Diddy.
I'm sorry, bro. It was hella funny the other fucking night. I think it was the one that just passed. There was at one point you're freestyling or whatever, and you kind of ran out of bars, and you're like, "No Diddy." And the second you said "No Diddy," like 4 people were like, "All right, pass the mic." Like 4 people's hands shot out. Like they were like, "All right, that's all right. If you have to say "No Diddy," pass the mic.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That shit was hella funny.
And I thought about that, and I kind of wanted to like just start saying I wanted to make another No Diddy bar or something. Like now I want to like do it on purpose now to.
Yeah, you can fit it in there. Yeah, no,
We'll figure something
dude,
out.
all that shit's fucking crazy. I mean, like, bro, we got a second Epstein running around, bro, named Diddy.
I don't think he's in
that's wild.
jail either. I saw him. He was like he disappeared, and then he was like chilling in Miami or something.
What's crazy is how like the feds raided his house and stuff, and it's apparently because he had like videos, cameras everywhere, and they think they're like he's probably had a bunch of rich, famous people doing a bunch of vile shit in there, so like they probably fucking are like just taking the cameras and fucking smashing them. Like that shit's crazy.
I saw a story. It was I don't know if it was recently, but it was Cameron, like one of my favorite rappers, was on I think it was Breakfast Club, but he was like, oh yeah, back when Mace just got signed, which I don't even know, I'm gonna say late 90s early 2000s, when Mace got signed. He got signed under Bad Boy, so he got signed under Diddy, and he was like, before even Mace had the album out, they went over, Cam went over to the crib, Diddy's crib. It was Diddy's crib, but Mace was staying over there in New York, and Cam goes to the bathroom, and he says he finds a dildo in the bathroom. And Cam goes, Mace, what is this? And he does the best, like, Mace impression. He's like, I don't know, that's Homeboy's joint. Like, and hella people have been saying, too, because Mace, like, dropped a couple albums, and then he became, like, a reverend. Like, he like, found God and became, like, a preacher. And so some people are like, what was Diddy doing with Mace, or was anything going on? You know,
bro, if anybody's got like satanic music industry conspiracy overlord vibes, it's definitely P. Diddy, bro. Have y'all seen Get Him to the Greek?
Oh yeah,
where he's a fucking maniac on that movie, bro.
Yeah, he was in that movie, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's in that. He's like playing himself, basically.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. He was like, oh yeah, he's playing himself right here. Like, yeah,
yeah, that shit's fucking ridiculous, bro.
That's wild.
But
I want to interject really quick because I forgot to give you this like right when we started. So I brought a gift. I brought a gift for you.
Wow, what do you
got?
Crazy.
It's not crazy.
What do you got for me? Wow.
Yeah, it's no Diddy dildo.
I'm sorry, I don't got anything for you.
Oh my goodness gracious!
It's a bottle of mezcal, my brother.
Yo, what the fuck, bro? You about to get me fucking.
Wait, are we taking shots now?
Are we taking shots, boys? You guys want to take a swig of this? Yeah, let's do it right now. Yeah.
It's a gift to you. You do what you want with it. If you feel like now's the time, now's the time. But it's a gift. You do what you want, brother.
Yeah,
thank you,
bro. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you for having us on, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Shit, bro. I'll save it for the house. There we go. Wow. Thank you so much, bro. You don't have to do that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Sponsor him.
Sponsor us, yeah, for real, dude. Thank you so much. You're way too kind for that. What the fuck?
Espadin. Hey, I'm looking for sponsorships for my YouTube. So Espadin, tap in, please. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
So Sav, how'd you get into music and like producing and like all that too?
Man, I've been around a long time, fellas. So how much time do we have? I'm kidding. That's a joke.
Yeah, you're good. All the time.
Man, so like I guess I'll try to wrap it up quickly. I've been into music like forever, right? My sister used to be a recording artist. I have a record from my great grandmother. She wrote lyrics. I have this like little 45 that I just sampled. My father was a drummer. My brother played trumpet and other brass instruments, and then I also was classically trained on saxophone through symphonic band, and I played saxophone in like multiple jazz ensembles and really went far with it. But right when I hit college, the homie, my boy Nate, he was going to Ohlone College in Fremont, California, and he was taking electronic music, and he had like a whole setup in his house, and this was in '02. And so like since I can remember, I've always wanted to know how the 808 was made. And I didn't know anybody that was making music like when I was a kid, right? So it wasn't until '02, and I took my first electronic music course, and I learned Pro Tools. That that's where it started, right there. And honestly, I was just trying to make a lot of jungle and drum and bass, like, because that was my favorite genre. But since a kid, as early as I can remember, my brother put me on to all the hip hop. I'm from Hayward, California. I'm from the Bay Area, so like my brothers put me on. My brother Nick, shout out brother, Intrepid. Too Short.
Yeah.
I was 8, 9 rapping Too Short bars. After that, I have the most vivid memory of an album by E40 in a major way. And I knew most of the lyrics of that album by the age of 12. And, you know, Dre Dog and all that stuff. So, like, the early Bay Area hip-hop put me on. I had a little bit of success in the hyphy movement. I was making hyphy slaps with the homies out in Modesto when I moved out there.
Isn't Andre Nicotina from Hayward too, right? Or is he from,
no,
he's from Fillmore.
Yeah, he's from Frisco.
Yeah.
Now, Spice One. He's
for sure.
he's from Hayward. He reps the East Bay. Yeah, so basically that's where I started. I grounded in hip hop. Started with just boom bap, like independent stuff, listening to Living Legends, Sunspot Jones, you know, Mystic Journeyman, The Grouch, Eli. Those paved my way through college, and like, man, I emulated my style then. And I was working with a crew, YMI, back in 04 through 08. And we were doing live shows, right? Like at Modesto Junior College and shit like that. And we were doing our boom bap, like our independent stuff. And we had one song that was more of a dance song, and the crowd was moving to that song. So right when hyphy was happening and we found like our stride with like some of the more danceable music, like it made the most sense. Like, we love how the crowd reacted to this record. So we just went that route with it. So back then, even, you know, emailing, like I emailed E40's brother Muggsy.
Oh, yeah.
I met him. I shot him like a whole demo of beats.
When was that too? Like what time period was that? Like when?
That time period was like 07, 06. Okay. Yeah, still in that like hyphy era for sure. And then the homie, my boy A Keys and his cousin Tone put me on with like the Gorilla Pits. They're from San Leandro, and we have a record together called Hallways featuring Mr. Fab. Hey. So I got one record like that made its way through like the hyphy era, and the payment for that record was, you know, vinyl. So they gave me vinyl records with my name on it. It was like the highlight. I framed it. I got one hanging in the office right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So like, that's in a nutshell. That's where I started. I did start with that underground boom bap hip hop.
Yeah, man.
And here we are now, like 20 something years later. 22 years later. Yeah, I've been in the game almost as long as this guy's been alive.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's real though, dude. That's fucking tight.
Bringing him back here.
Appreciate it, dog. Yeah, but it took his spirit, his energy to get me through it. So
Appreciate
here we are, bro. And
yeah,
we're all the way up. There's so much more coming too. I cannot wait to talk about it.
Yeah, man. I can tell you guys are just getting it kicked off too, you know, and it's been fire, man. It's been dope.
Thank you.
So did you like take a break for a while and you're getting back into it? Is that like kind of where you're at right now, or like what you've been up to kind of before your most recent wave of you know, going hard on the YouTube channel and coming out to this kind of stuff? What was the in between looking like?
I appreciate you. Yeah. So in 2012, my baby mama and I, we parted ways, right? So like at that point, I had to start over. You know, like I became a single dad, moved to San Jose, moved closer to work. So like I created a new family, new network out there. And I met my wife now. Her name's Kim. Shout out, babe. I love you. I met Kim in 2012. So like from there, like there's been this pivotal moment of like me being grounded and humbled, right? And starting over. And then from 2012 to basically 2020, I was in the music industry. I was DJing. I was a resident DJ. I was doing all kinds of stuff. I was making beats and shooting them to artists, but like there wasn't a lot of traction. And I was just in a different headspace then. In 2020, I was in the kitchen, like with the family. It was COVID. and we were listening to a ton of lo-fi because the kids were home. I got 3 kids, so the kids were home doing homework constantly. Lo-fi was playing. My wife and my daughter were putting on tons of playlists, right? And just one day I was like walking through like, fuck, man, I love lo-fi. I was like, I got 1,000 of these fucking beats on my hard drive right now. And my daughter, Chloe, or Kwaji, she was like, yeah, Dad, but you're not out there, right? And so in 2020, I was like humbled again. Like, man, that's so true, right? Like it hurt. It did hurt. But it was accurate as fuck because I wasn't out there. I wasn't on any streaming platform. I was on SoundCloud and my 40 subscribers on YouTube, you know, like I wasn't pushing anything, you know. So it took all of COVID for me to keep cooking. I was still DMing like artists, like, hey, I found you through SoundCloud. I found you through Instagram, whatever. I got beats, you know, let me know if you want any. And like, you know, it just didn't go anywhere. Yeah. Like I found King Deezy through Instagram. I didn't reach out to him then, but I did recently see him here in studio. So that was nice. That was full circle in my current stuff. Mm-hmm.
Were you making sourdough bread then?
Nah, that was all Kim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kim. My wife makes sourdough, just for fun as a hobby, and it's fire. It's incredible. So
that's real.
Late 2020, my daughter was born, and my wife basically was listening to about 10 hours of white noise. And I was like, well, how are you playing this white noise, you know? And she's like, well, YouTube. I'm like, damn, somebody's getting 10 hours of plays on YouTube. So she and I sat down and we made our own white noise sound so we could play it. I released it through all the DSPs because you could back then. Mm-hmm. And so I started like streaming my own stuff. So I know I'm kind of like snitching on myself, dry snitching or directly snitching on myself. But that's kind of how it started for me to getting back on the DSPs, right? Mm-hmm. Or to get on DSPs like Spotify, Apple Music and stuff. Just seeing how it worked, you know, like I didn't know. I just knew I could do it. So I went through TuneCore, pushed out the white noise, started playing that for the baby in the house and stuff. And then right as soon as I figured out how to do that, make an album cover and get through all the red flags, I released my first self-titled lo-fi album. So it was like 8 tracks, so just called SavTen. Actually, I called it everything that you could possibly fucking look up on the internet. So it's like lo-fi, hip-hop, chill beats, music is the name of the record.
All the tags.
All the tags.
Is it this guy right here on your YouTube page here? Josh, pull it up real quick. Was it some of these guys here? Or
no, those are brand new.
Those are brand new?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, too. What's this one all about?
Yeah, so that album's called Going Home. So, since 2020, releasing lo-fi, I've been doing this like hip hop with Anton and reaching out through CSSB and Freestyle Friday. So I've linked up with a ton of artists and we have a ton of stuff coming. But I wanted to push this stuff out because this style of lo-fi is really fitting for social media posts.
Yeah.
Right. So I pushed that out so my wife could tag her sourdough like Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So she's not pushing that right now, but that's exactly why the album was made. So Going Home was like circling back to lo-fi. Mm-hmm. And also home is where the heart is, right? My wife and the bread.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're not tagging the sourdough yet.
Not tagging the sourdough yet.
Okay, because we could have pulled that up.
No, I don't have permission for that. Unless she texts me right now, I don't have permission for that. So, I pushed out right after that. I pushed out a 20-track lo-fi album called Pamelia, and that was like from the artwork to the writing on the song, writing of all the songs. I brought in a bunch of artists. The number one song on that album is called Bree en Croûte, and that was with a coworker of mine, Bree. Shout out Bree, I love you, girl. Thank you. That track alone has had tens of thousands of plays. Got picked up by multiple playlists on Spotify. It did numbers and in an awesome way. It's when you see something like that take off, it's inspiring for sure. I got to shout out one of the songwriters, Josh Holland. I love you, dog. Thank you so much for writing all those guitar parts. That album is slept on for sure. There's a lot of great music on there. So that's kind of where it was. So to tie it all in together, from putting out those albums, I was not in front of the camera. So I was like sharing on Instagram just photos, sharing just text like, hey, if you like lo-fi, you'll love this, you know, like, it just wasn't it, right? Like, I don't know how to use Instagram like that. Like, I love using it and watching all the videos and all the funny videos and shit. But like, as a content creator, up until a month ago, like, I was not on there at all. But now, people can't. They probably get too much of me at this point. So, yeah. So sorry, long-winded answer.
No,
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
Give me that opportunity to plug like those other albums and talk about the songwriting.
Yeah, man, making moves out here, bro. It's fucking sick.
Yep.
I was gonna ask, what's some of the weirdest shit you've ever sampled in one of your beats? Like, what's the most bizarre thing you could think of that like you really wanted to sample?
The most bizarre thing that I wanted to sample, that like, Elma Llama was one of the most unique tracks that I've worked with before. From where it came from, the song itself, working with that type of sound. But the most craziest sample that I'm working with currently is a song by Chevelle, the metal band Chevelle. It's called Verrucht. And it was actually a challenge by the homie Drake.
Yeah.
So that'll be on episode 5 of SavTen's Beat Challenge. It's a hard ass beat, bro. Like, that was the hardest one, sampling metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't sampled anything too crazy, actually.
That's sick though. Yeah, trying to sample metal. And what was there? So you said, what was the name of the song again? Too?
I think it's called Verrucht.
Verrucht.
Yeah.
That sounds like some like Call of Duty Zombies shit, dude.
Yeah.
Is that not? Isn't that a World at War map? Verrucht?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. Maybe, but that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Chevelle's like early first singles and stuff from like 2003 or whatever, but like this newer stuff from 2023, I don't know it, and it's been a challenge. So thank you, Drake.
We got someone, Kim Gregory, saying Ariana Grande's vowels. You tried to sample her vowels, bro. You tried to chop the syllables to make her say dumb shit.
All right, well, that's my wife.
Yeah.
Thanks, baby. Yeah.
Hey,
So on that first lo-fi album, the lo-fi hip hop chill beats music, what I learned a sampling technique was to take an acapella and then literally chop up the vocals to where you're only working with the vowels. So the song Vowels is, damn it, I won't say it at this point. You guys can fill in the blanks. But I sampled a very famous artist and only took out the vowels of her verse. And it is one of the main things, one of the main samples in the song. So it's super unique. So at this point, I should take deep dives on all my records and that way push the content.
Yeah.
So thank you, dear. I appreciate you for reminding me. Yeah. So Vowels was fun.
Hell yeah. I saw on your channel you're working in Reason right now. Is that what you're working in?
Yeah. I've been using Reason since college, since 2002. The professor gave all the students a copy of Reason 2. So they're now on Reason 12, and then they've pushed everybody to the subscription method. So I have like the last copy of Reason. But I learned Pro Tools. I own Fruity Loops. I own Logic. I don't really use Ableton, but I've gone through all of the FL, everything. Like, FL was the shit for a long time because the usage of VSTs and just the ease of use and stuff. And Reason was, they were slacking bad. But now I can use Reason and use all the VSTs and record live and all like Fibonacci Sequence, Desert Storm, D-Bruise. We have a few more records coming soon, all recorded into Reason. So
Nice.
What are you familiar with? Like, what programs?
I'm not familiar with shit, to be honest with you, bro. I used Reaper to kind of goof around with some stuff at one point for a while. I think I used Reason to, again, just goofing around like in high school, because my brother's the real like audio engineer. He like does live music though, so he works at the Crest actually, and he's the manager for all of the live sound over there. So he was trying to teach me Reason as like a teenager, But I just never really had like a computer that was strong enough to run any like Ableton or anything like that. I'm trying to dip my toes in Ableton because the other Zudes, Chris and Bobby, they're like really good at Ableton, and that's what we have on like the big computer at the house. So I'm like, I'm probably gonna get into that more soon. But I'm definitely a bobblehead in terms of like what are they called, the DAWs and stuff too. I need to learn way more. But I play drums. That's like my main instrument aside from rapping that I do. I play drums and rap, and I can do a tiny bit of keyboard, just enough to make like a West Coast sounding beat. But yeah, I'm not super familiar. But Reaper was the one that I kind of knew the most about, because again, I was just rapping over like random beat I found, So like all I needed was just like those to be mixed well. But my brother does a lot of Reaper stuff because he makes a lot of like reggae and punk and like surf rock, and he does a lot of that stuff. So and he records a lot of live sets too, so to him it's all just like post-production. So I'd say Reaper's probably the thing I've probably used the most, ironically, even though it's a post-production thing. But yeah, I have an E-kit at my house that I want to try to get set up into like a DAW, so I think that would be fun, But again, I just need to, that's my next big goal, is like getting my own computer. This is Chris's right now. Thank you, Chris, for letting me borrow it to run the show. But yeah.
No, so I would love to work with you with your E-kit.
Yeah.
And have like live drums programmed in to Reason, and make beats together. So
yeah, man,
let's make that happen.
We gave him the D Brews to do a little verse on.
Let's put Zude on the or Grody. Let's put Grody on the spot.
On
the spot.
Yeah, I'll freestyle it. I don't care.
No, so yeah, absolutely. So whenever you're ready for that one.
Yeah. No, I know. I've been saying, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God, I am. I'm just like juggling on the unicycle though, because. But yeah, dude. I appreciate the opportunity for that too, because again, you guys are the dogs. You guys are really making shit happen, and it's inspiring, and it's a great reason for me to get off my ass and actually get on a song.
Absolutely.
So I'm fucking stoked.
Yeah.
Honestly, the thing that I've been hearing a lot too is like, shit. I'll put all the rappers on the spot. Producers have been pulling up and giving out beats, and rappers have been sitting on their asses. I mean, I know Josh and SavTen made like what 3-4 songs. Like you guys made songs, and I'm hearing from some other producers like, yo, it's feeling like a waste of time. Rappers aren't getting up. I'm giving them beats. They're not doing anything. So I mean, the lane's open. Yeah. I mean, I'm out here. I'm trying to do something. I don't know what you guys are doing. Like, let's get to it.
Yeah.
Let's make things happen. Freestyle Friday's here for a reason. It's to make music with people.
Yeah, man, that's real. That's real though. That's some real shit, because I need to get out of the habit too. I'm sure a lot of other artists feel the same way, where they're like, oh, I'm like gonna work. I'm gonna, and a lot of destination addiction. Oh, once I do this, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get to it. And I'm doing this. I'm going through this book. I'm reading this book called The Artist's Way, and it's all about like recapturing your creative spirit and like getting the flow of it right. And like if you're all blocked up and like apprehensive about being creative, how do you undo it, and that's one of the big things though, is just running with the initial ideas that come, and then just like that's it. Like, don't even dwell too long on it. It's never going to be perfect. The only thing I can really relate is like knowing when to call a picture done, like a drawing done, where I'm like, I could work on this forever. I could try to make this better forever, or I could just do something else too. And it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to get better at that too, with like rapping and stuff, and like make like a nice little 16 or a nice little 32, and like getting different chunks ready. And it's like, you can always rip it around and rearrange it for Freestyle Fridays or some other song or whatever. I'm just trying to lay it down though. I think a lot of people are kind of, it gets apprehensive. It gets a little weird. You want to bring your best stuff, and But we do need to be locking in with a lot of these producers out here, because they're coming out, they're showing out. You got a lot of people, a lot of younger cats too coming out, and it's it's dope to see them being like ready to work with people, ready to get people on their beats and stuff. So we owe it to each other. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I can chime into that too, Anton. So like since coming out here and meeting everybody, I've recorded with Josh Jordan. We have a project coming out soon. If now is a good time to plug it, I'll plug it. So it's coming out in May. The album title I just learned today, so it's like a gift to me. So I appreciate you, Jordan. Thank you. The album title is "They Don't Get It, and They Probably Won't."
Damn.
Yeah. So that'll be 3 tracks. coming in May. I've tapped in with Money Man with the Plan as well.
Yeah.
So I met him in studio. We have 2 tracks recorded as well. So those are, I don't know when they're dropping, but they're coming soon too. And I have records coming out with Grove and Kuya Flip. So they're tapping in with me for sure. So
Hell yeah,
it's just a little behind the scenes stuff. So
fuck yeah, dude. That's fucking awesome, bro. Love to see it.
yeah,
You know
no, it's been an incredible opportunity just meeting people at the City Sound and Soundbite Studio, and I'm not squandering it. I'll tell you that.
No, you're not. I was gonna say I've seen you pretty much every time I come around here. I keep on bumping into you, and I'm like, yeah, that's real. That's real.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah. We got Moon Magic says Ableton though. Let's go. So we got some Ableton fans of the show. If you're in the freaking chat, go ahead and freaking say what's up. Drop a Z in the chat. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you had for dinner. Tell us what's going on with y'all, man. If you're in the chat here, bro. I see we got some viewers here. Yeah, guys, how we doing, man? Good. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I guess let's talk about Fibonacci sequence and Desert Storm. So
Let's talk about Fib. I honestly got to go pee, but we need to.
You can pee.
We'll talk about Fib. I was a little too scared to run away with. But let's talk about Fib right now. Let's talk about Fib.
Hey, if you got pee, that's how you know it's ZUDECAST. So you can go and piss if you have to piss.
So
you can just pop right out.
Let's talk about Fib real quick.
Yeah. So Fibonacci sequence is coming out. It's a 2-track EP, and we're releasing the instrumentals and Desert Storm all together, and it's coming out on April 18th. So we've been promoting through YouTube to get that channel going, right? Like it was a dog, it was dead literally.
Yeah.
And so since we filmed that video and put it out, or filmed both videos and put it out, it's been doing really well, very 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 well. So April 18th, so looking forward to that for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, part of me being the Freestyle Friday baby I was saying is, like, I don't know how SavTen found out I was like a rapper. Is probably because we met at work, and I'm always rapping something, so he gave me some beats, and I went into the studio with him. I was prepared. Like I say, respect a producer's time. If a producer sends you some beats, like, get in there and do it. We did that last summer, and I thought nothing was gonna go on with the beats. I was like, hey, if you release it, just keep my name off it. Then he came to me and was like, I want to make a video, and I was like, all right, let's make a video. And like you said, he had it all set up, ready to go. I kind of just looked at the camera and looked pretty and did my thing. I had the braids in at the time, so I guess it was cool to have a separate look. But I mean, the whole reason why I even brought him here too is because I knew he was really hungry and he wanted to work with rappers. And so, like, I know Josh was hungry. Josh made 4 songs. I mean, I'm just trying to stress this enough. It's like, I don't know, for me, like, where I'm coming from is, like, I really like the mixtape rap. So, like, watching people just pour out with music, I think, is something that's beautiful. So I just hope to see it come out to more people.
Yeah, man. I love the energy. I love the shared growth, bro. Shit. Let's go. Yeah, for real. The shared growth, bro. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, one more thing. That silver membership.
Hey.
You can cop that. I mean, it gets me free entry into Freestyle Friday. I mean, what? It's you say it's $5, but it's $7.50 with the fee. So $7.50 times 4 comes out to $30, and you get studio time with it. So if you're gonna go to Freestyle Friday, you might as well pay for the $30 membership. Get in the studio and make some stuff. Now I'm gonna go pee.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we could, let's talk about that silver membership too, bro. So I just copped mine.
There you go. The trap door, bro.
I've been pretty fortunate to be tapped in with like gold members. So. Well, obviously, owner.
Yeah.
So Money Man being a gold member, I just tapped in with him and came in as a guest really quick, and then with Joran, I was just like coming through as a guest, and paying my way through Freestyle Friday, through the app or whatever, through online. Mm-hmm. But at this point, yeah, like if you just go to Freestyle Friday 3 times, 4 times, it already covers everything for the silver membership. So yeah, So shout out CSSB for that. I
yeah.
appreciate it. So it is an investment. If you're an artist and you're in the Sacramento area, here's a shameless plug, bro. For
There you
real.
go, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're an artist and you're anywhere near Sacramento and you can get to CSSB, pull up, talk to anybody that has a membership, talk to anybody here. The amount of love that I've received since just walking into these front doors here has been incredible. Now, I'm not getting paid to say any of this. This is from my heart because I truly need to tell everybody like the importance of coming here. If you're into hip hop or any creative route like that, R&B, whatever the case may be, just show up here and you will find an avenue, an outlet, or a connection to get you to where you are trying to go. I mean that on my life.
Hell yeah. On my motherfucking life, like, as Josh would say. Yeah, man.
Sure.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's what it's all about, bro. That's what this studio is all about, bro. The Zudes are definitely blessed to be here, bro. Yeah, dude. I appreciate it, bro. It's quite the community here we got going on, bro. Hell yeah. Let me go ahead and pivot real quick too, though, and I'm gonna ask y'all, what are you guys' favorite conspiracies, bro? Let's fucking pivot a little bit, bro. Get into the weirds.
I went pretty deep in the 2000s, you know, with the internet. I went I think what kicked it all off for me was watching Zeitgeist.
Oh, classic.
I love Zeitgeist.
Classic,
man, just, you know, understanding like through them like the sun god worship and how it's been told, the story's been told for thousands of years. You know, it started there, and then
it's like all occultism's just basically astrology. It's like the astrology hoes are right, like basically.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not making a correlation to you know, like any other religions and stuff like that. I'm not trying to do that.
No, I feel it.
However, from there, going into conspiracies, like I started, you know, talking to a buddy of mine, and he was big into conspiracies. And so what he was showing me is like, there's symbolism in logos, right?
Yep.
Like symbolism to Saturn.
Yep.
Are you familiar with this?
Oh yeah, dude, the Saturn stuff is crazy, bro. How basically every religious symbol is just like a different version of the symbol of Saturn.
Yeah.
And then on the North Pole, I've said this like 10, 15 times on the show. It blew my mind. But there was on the North, the symbol of Saturn's like a hexagon too.
Yeah.
And then on the North Pole of Saturn, there's a fucking perfect hexagon on the North Pole, like a storm cloud. And it's like, how'd they know? How'd they know that was there? Like how'd they know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's trippy, right?
Yeah.
So you can Google the universe and or Google Earth and then go into space, and you can see it in Saturn as well, right? That hexagon is there as well. It's trippy.
Yeah, let me show you. Let me pull it up. I got it right here, boy. Let's run that shit, Josh.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
right
that's
there,
wild.
bro. Right there on the top of the fucking North Pole, bro. Let's get this fancy color picture.
Oh, you've been talking about the North Pole of Saturn.
Of Saturn.
Oh,
yep.
yeah. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. But that's crazy. I'm like, how'd they know that? How'd they know that was a symbol? But no, all the symbolism stuff is crazy, bro. It's always like hidden in plain sight, bro. There's the whole thing where they're like, was it soft disclosure type shit, you know, and like predictive programming, where they're like, we're gonna start putting this kind of stuff in movies a bunch too, so that people get comfortable with the idea of something happening. Then when something happens, they're like, oh, it's kind of like Resident Evil, or it's kind of like this movie I saw, or it's kind of like this movie, it's kind of like A Clockwork Orange. They like prep your mind so that there's not a fucking riot when something really scandalous comes out, you know.
Yeah, the conspiracy there though is like, were the movie producers behind it, or are we creating this? Is it a convergence of culture creating these conspiracies together?
Right.
So what do you think? Did the movie producers put out this film for this exact reason, to prep us?
It's like, I think a lot of it's like Stanley Kubrick, the situation where it's like, homie had a lot of secrets he couldn't reveal, and so he snuck it into his movies in a ton of different ways. And I definitely think of, you know, because Hollywood and like movies, production and stuff, that's like at the center of like a lot of like, you know, like nationalism and like propaganda, like you know, they used to help out like with the war effort really hard and stuff. So the government Hollywood like relationship's been like locked in for since the dawn of it, really. And
Since
so,
the moon landing.
Yeah, well, since before then
just
too.
kidding,
Even though too.
I'm just
Yeah.
trolling.
No, that goes right into it though, because
I'm
Stanley
kidding.
Kubrick allegedly directed the moon landing. You know what I'm saying? You know about that? Yeah.
I didn't know that like he was credited for it, but there's been conspiracies about that for a long time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure we went there.
I'm a big we went there, but that video was not it type shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they did not have the
Yeah.
shit. I don't think they went there that time. Like, we've been there though type
Yeah.
shit. That's my stance on that.
You got one, Anthony?
I don't think mine are that deep, but like with the Hollywood thing is like the, you know, like Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, how they, you know, revealed that the U.S. or Western countries are like backing terrorism, you know, so like ISIS, it's been thrown around that ISIS is funded by Israel, ISIS is funded by Iran, maybe they're mercenaries, countries give them money to do attacks to make terrorism look bad. We got to go here. Just like, you know, like I believe 9/11 was a setup. Who did it? Who knows? But 9/11 was a setup
That was
so
a big
that
one.
we were able to go into countries and take oil, or because if you think about it, like they said we went into Iraq because of nuclear warheads. So why didn't we go into North Korea? Because they have nukes.
Well, you know what's big on the on why we went into, we did a whole thing about like Unicoin and stuff, and how basically Saddam Hussein was going to be getting in with like Muammar Gaddafi and making like a new currency and stuff, and they were going to stop trading oil in dollars. They were going to start trading it in something like a different currency. I can't remember which one, but that was like very clearly the real reason that we like went to Iraq, is because we're like, we're going to go ahead and fuck your economy up. We're going to depose you from your leadership because we, you know, you're not going to trade in our currency anymore.
Yeah.
And it's going to fuck us over. And so that shit's pretty wild.
Yeah, Saddam was, you know, I had a conversation with the professor last week, and he told me like Saddam was very strong. You know, like Iraq at that time was very strong, and you know, that was one of the reasons he was too strong. It was a threat in the region.
You know what's one of the what's pretty crazy about that too is Saddam really made sure to protect like the Mesopotamian ruins and stuff, like some of the most ancient ruins in all of human history. But he was also like, put a statue of me in there. I was there from the beginning. And he's this son of a bitch. He put there's Saddam statues in the Mesopotamian ruins now. Yeah.
That you talking about ancient Sumeria?
Yeah, like the ancient Sumerian, like Babylon ruins, basically. And he's like, put a couple statues of me in there while you're at it. And then, but he fought really hard to be like, no, like nobody's gonna fucking bomb these. Nobody's gonna like protect these motherfuckers. Like nobody's gonna come in and destroy these millions of years old ruins. You know?
Good.
Yeah. But you know, mixed bag. And then he said, put a picture of me on it. Like,
yeah, that's wild.
yeah, that shit's funny to me. But that shit's crazy though. You know what I mean? Like we're. You know, the fact that, you know, me and you, we're the same age, right? You're 20, I'm 28.
25.
Yeah, so it's like our whole lives have been fucking fighting in the Middle East, you know? I mean, and even all your life, too. Because, I mean, it's been going on since the fucking...
Gulf War was...
Really since the end of World War II, though, too. Even, 91? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to keep talking over you. Yeah, so the Gulf War was big when I was a kid. I was in 3rd grade, and my buddy Matthew... His cousin was in the Gulf War, and like I remember that specifically because they had this like super cool flashlight. You know, the flashlight looks like an L, and you can change out all the lenses on it and stuff like that. Matthew Paul.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, those are classic. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out Matthew Paul from 3rd grade. No, we're still homies to this day. So, I just wanted to shout out one thing about the Mesopotamia or like the ancient Sumerian imagery, and they have that very specific one where like the carving in the wall that has you know, looks like a man with wings, right? And he's holding the pine cone, right?
Yeah.
Or I think it's a pine cone, and so that pine cone represents the pineal gland, which is your 3rd eye. So. I don't know if it's a conspiracy or not, but I was like, yep, that's what it is. I just want to believe that, so that's how I feel it is.
Just to kind of detour, like briefly, yeah, all of like, you know, religious and spirituality and like different religions, like it all comes back to a few certain set like things, basically, where it's like, yeah, it's like your pineal gland, and then all of the like, high intensity like chemicals that your brain excretes, like say adrenaline, like berserkers and like Aztecs and stuff like that. Like, why do you think they're big on the anybody that did blood sacrifice too? It's all about like the adrenaline.
That's wild.
And like like the Mayans and stuff and the Aztecs, and so it comes down to that. It's the Deemster in your brain too. You know what I mean? The DMT, like unlocking that, so you can go full like Zen mode. I don't know. It comes back to like a few different things, and I don't know. I just love seeing the way that all those things like overlap, and like how different ancient civilizations like viewed stuff like space and stuff like, things that are kind of considered scientific now. We're like, no, that's just your brain does this, but it's like they all knew about it. Like they were all smart. That's a whole nother thing that's kind of trippy too. Is like ancient civilizations, like they were just as smart as we are now. They just didn't have the same shit. Like people like the fool that like built aqueducts, like that motherfucker's a genius. You know what I mean? Like that fool's way smarter than anybody. Most people now. You know what I mean? Like
what Nikolai Tesla?
Tesla's the goat.
With the Hertz and all that. Like
I
don't know.
You guys are you familiar with the pyramids in Chichen Itza?
Vaguely. Let's hear about it.
Okay, so we took a tour. My wife and I we toured Chichen Itza, and so that's in Mexico. And so this pyramid, like the way they constructed it, was in line with where the sun sets, and the sides of Chichen Itza. Like if you look at the pyramid of it, right, it is shaped like a pyramid, and when the sun hits on a specific day of the year, it casts a shadow on the steps, and those shadows create a snake.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so like the mathematics behind that is incredible, and if you're standing in front of it, like you could see all this stuff on YouTube. Like they clap in front of the stairs that lead up to the top of the pyramid, and it recreates the local birds sounds from that region. It shit is crazy, like how they could figure this out, or how they figured it out and built it, and it's still standing to this day.
Yeah, or the death. What's crazy too is the death whistles. Where you blow it and it sounds like a person screaming. Like that's crazy. They're like, hey, it'd be tight.
Yeah,
those
are crazy. Yeah,
crazy shit.
I was gonna say, like, I know one of the pyramids is supposed to be like exactly in the middle of like the latitude or longitude. I forgot what it was called, but it's like pinpointed on an area where it's like in the middle, or I don't know. And then also I read like when you go in there and it makes sounds, like it plays like the hertz that are like good for you. Like I read it from Rakim's book. I wish I could pull it up right now, but
yeah, no, that's fine.
It's just crazy to think like those pyramids are huge.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have one more conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
So this one my wife dispelled in like 0.3 seconds. And I was like, all right, I'll stop fucking talking about it. So the flat Earth. So whatever side you're on, my wife dispelled the conspiracy immediately because of the way that the planets are shaped. Like I know that is literally the reason that people are claiming that the Earth is flat and it isn't round, but if you look at the other planets in correlation to ours, like I can't go into it. She's smarter than I am on that side of things,
right?
With especially with math and science, and so she dispelled that right away.
My thing is just that it's just like the thing about that one is it's just like there's gravity. You can pour water down the sink and it spins and it'll make a circle, so you'll get and if you ever see like water going over a rock, like the gravity makes it a perfect sphere after a while. So dude, I had this one fool though, and I was stuck at my old dispensary job, and I was stuck outside sitting with them on like the curbside doing curbside orders, and he's all like, hey man, you ever heard, like, I don't know, I kind of think sometimes like the earth might be flat, and he was just going off, and I was like, yeah, I don't think so because XYZ, and he's like, yeah, but they'd be lying though. And I was like, no, but I went to college and I studied this, and I took a little bit of astronomy and I know just some basic physics. I just don't think that just because there's too much that depends on like classic laws of like physics, and if you have a basic fun, it's like they're pretty objective, bro. And then he's just like, but they be lying though. And I'm like, dog, there's like basic shit you can do to test this for yourself. But all right, like that shit, the world building's cool though. They got a bunch of cool flat Earth lore. Hollow Earth is better, bro. They got King Kong and Godzilla down in the Hollow Earth now, bro, in the movie.
Yeah, you reference about the water moving a certain direction, like, and then on the opposite hemisphere, right? In,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
in
yeah.
Australia, it like rotates the other direction. Yeah, that's just like if there wasn't two sides of the planet, would that water rotate in two different directions?
Yeah, right. Yeah, for real. Yeah, gotta love it. That's a classic. We want to do a deep dive on flat Earth sometimes. That'd be hilarious because that shit gets wild fast. But yeah, you guys want to talk about World War III too, real quick? I guess. Here, let me go pee real quick, actually, and then we can talk about World War III.
Absolutely. I'll let
Shit.
Anton.
Talk about World War III real quick.
Nah,
Real
nah,
quick.
let's put that to rest.
I was
So
gonna say.
we still live, right?
No, we're still live.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Did you guys hear the supposable Kendrick diss?
Yeah, of course. Wait, from who?
No, not so. There was like that, and then Drake responded, right?
Yeah.
And then Kendrick supposedly responded again.
Oh.
There's a 1 minute, 30-second snippet. Did you hear that? So even the Drake one, people were debating if it was AI or not, and that's something that we have to deal with now.
That's
and
facts.
supposedly the Kendrick ones was AI.
Who's dispelling these rumors?
I have no clue, but it came out that the Drake one was real, and then Kendrick came out, and it was like, call the cops when you see K Dot, and it sounded like Tupac. I was like, oh, this got to be real. And then they're like, oh, this is AI. And honestly, I feel like the whole like, oh, is this an AI rapper? Is like really like playing down this whole rap beef.
Yeah. Let's get Grody caught up real quick.
Oh yeah, so we doing what, rap beef now?
The current
Yeah.
rap beef, because I don't have a take where we're going next after this with
Oh yeah, with the
With-
no
You
worries.
want to
Yeah.
talk
Politics?
rap beef real quick?
Yeah, let's talk rap.
Yeah.
Let's talk rap beef. Yo, yeah, you guys wanted to get into that too. Yeah, let's do it.
yeah. All right, so go ahead and finish your
So
thought on-
basically, personally for me, like hearing like that, like I thought it was a cool warning shot, and then hearing Drake's record, I liked the content that he gave out, but it sounded like it was like they're playing like record hits for me. It didn't really sound like it was a diss, personally for me, like the whole beat thing. But anyways, I was saying like when Drake dropped that diss, people were debating whether it was AI or not, and then it was like, oh, this is real. But then today there was a 30-second snippet of Kendrick, and people were like, is this AI or not? And what I was telling him is like, he was like, call the cops when you see K Dot, call the cops when you see K Dot, and it kind of sounded like, paying like homage to Tupac, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, man, the way he's really going on with it, like it sounds like it's real. And then they came out and said it was AI, and people are saying like the AI thing, if we know if it's AI or not, is really downplaying like the whole rap beef. And I agree 100%, because I don't know if it's real or not.
That's really fucking like, I hate to kind of even put it this way, but it's like if you're even like considering using AI in a rap beef, bro, that's like so like I don't know. I don't really like he used it just for the hook, because I only heard
No. So we're saying like other people are making
accusing them of
AI. No, other people are making possible AI disses and then releasing them.
right.
Like not Kendrick had nothing. Nothing.
I
to
see.
do
I
with
see.
this.
See, this happened a while ago. I felt like with I think it was like with Eminem and MGK, because like Eminem hadn't put out his response yet or whatever back or whatever, and there was just a bunch of fakes coming out around too. So it's been going on like with or without AI, because it's like just some guy that sounded really like it too. But it definitely does. It sucks the way people intentionally muddy the waters too, like for no reason. It's like some early 2000s level fuckery. Like, why are you gonna like do that?
Yeah.
That being said, again, I felt like that was cool. It was like fine, but it wasn't like he didn't like really shit on anybody or drag anyone through the fucking mud. I did like the J. Cole album. The new J. Cole album was fucking pretty bars, bro. Like I was like, you can't even like, I was like by default almost like that is one verse, and then like J. Cole put out like a whole album that's just like really good. So
Yeah.
I personally, I'm like, not that I'm like one where I really don't care, but I'm a big Kendrick fan, and even I have to say I'm like J. Cole's really going in right now, so like at least there's that. Like,
Yeah, I mean he deleted it, but like, he deleted the diss song,
the one song,
for Kendrick for the 7-minute drill. But the disposable AI like went in at J. Cole for like a minute. It was like, oh, a rapper's already dead. Like I didn't have to do anything to him. But I also just wanted to say, like it's crazy how we're looking at all these rappers dissing each other right now, and they're pushing their late 30s, their 40s. Like, it's really like an old man's game now in hip-hop. Like, if you listen to, like, Cameron's diss, like, it's like, yo, how is he the king of New York and he's 40 years old when he was dissing Jay-Z? Or when the game was like, I'm 26, you know, you're 36, And nowadays, it's the older rappers, Freddie Gibbs, Rome Streets, Ola Griselda, Boldy James, that are really like holding. I mean, 50 Cent just went out on tour. He was here at Golden One. I was there. He sold out arenas, and Lil Baby and, you know, all these guys are canceling, and these are supposed to be the young guys. And so, like, I don't know if they're, maybe the people that are listening to them can't afford to go.
Yeah.
Or they're not
Their fan
that,
base.
or they're not big enough of fans to even like go see that. But like, I mean, Nas dropped 5 albums in 3 years, and you know, Wu-Tang and him went on tour, and they're selling out. So it's like, what's going on with the young rap? Why are there no 20-year-olds that are kind of like sticking around? Why is it all
Right.
it's Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake? Those guys are all late 30s, pushing 40s.
They're all
now.
super like, they're like 2 generations grandfathered in too, though. Like, they've all been around since like pre 2010 pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, all 3 of them, you know. Like, so yeah, I mean, they're really the top of the game. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this is all the, you know, it's some WWE scripted beef, you know, to generate, you know, hype and you know, on each other. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like young like rap stars, yeah, I don't know really anybody who's like super duper big like that, in like to that mainstream level, you know, and especially rap beefing on that mainstream level. You don't really see it too that much like that, you know.
Yeah.
Which is what's making this fun, you know. People are like excited to see them shit talk each other, but the not standing by your shit talking makes it feel so like like even less, because if it's like, dude, diss Kendrick, he can get dissed, it's fine, he's so goated, like he could get dissed like once, like it's fine. Nobody really even disses him that much. Like,
This is where I wanted to chime in. This is like, out of everything I wanted to talk about, like outside of myself, but the hot topics that are out right now, bruh, if you are going to make a diss song and you don't threaten a man's life legitimately, I don't want to even hear it. Like, I was a young, impressionable teen when Tupac dissed Biggie, right? Mm-hmm. When you start the record off, what does Tupac say? He goes,
I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
bruh. And he's probably not lying, right? Like, there's only one thing that you can do in a diss song. It is to fucking destroy another person.
that's the thing.
Otherwise, you're just having fun. Like, all right, have fun. Like, just make more records. You know what I mean? But don't make a soft diss. Like, stand behind it, like you said. And
again, the point of the diss is to just be savage. Like I said, one of my favorite disses, just because of how scum it is Ballad of Adonis, because he's like, Drake has an illegitimate child. Shame on you, Drake. Shame on you. You're a real bastard. Like, and everybody's just like, hey, is that true though? And then he's like, all right, everybody, this is my son.
Yeah.
I love him so much. And it's just like, dude, it's like, that was a motherfucking diss. Like, to me, that was one where I was just like, there's no coming back from that, from telling the world about his illegitimate child. Like
that was Pusha?
That was Pusha T.
Yeah. Shout out Pusha T, bro.
Yeah, you don't fuck with him. Come on, he's an OG.
I've listened to a lot of diss records. Like I said, I love the mixtape era, so I've listened to a lot of diss records, and I gotta say, Jada and the Locks and Beanie, like they've really cut up a lot of guys. And I had this conversation. Well, first of all, let me say this, right, about the Young talk. My friend brought this up. Pop Smoke died, X died, Lil Peep died. So, okay, maybe those were the next guys up. But I mean, for what a diss record should sound like, I don't know. Did you hear the Drake one? It kind of sounded a little too pretty for me.
I didn't hear the Drake one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like that, I mean, all Kendrick did was give like the warning shot, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, it sounds like a little bit of like a club radio hit record. But I mean, the diss records that I've heard, like they're just, they're raw, they're dirty. You know what I mean? Like, I've
That's
heard
what they're supposed to be,
good
right?
ones, yeah.
They're supposed to be raw,
Like-
dirty, grimy, hit the certain keys in on the track. The beat itself needs to be raw
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yep, like, oh man, I remember Jay-Z when he dissed Jim Jones too. Like, I'm on my way to 1 billion. The Joneses can't keep up. Maybe Nas, but I got stronger after Ether. Or Jada said, without Dr. Dre, you would just make slow jams. Get up out of that witness protection program. And then on another record, he was like, yo, how is it like a flex for someone to like talk about on an album about getting shot and not shooting back? You know? Like, I just break up weed on your records, you know? Like, I hold the 4.5 myself and hop out the range of 145 myself. Like, it's just nasty stuff. And then when Beanie Siegel responded to Jada, you know, and make Jada like Sun Kiss or make Jada to the moi, like, you know, you're really a bitch, you know, like, I'm gonna, like, it gets nasty, and I'm not seeing it here. And I'm really hoping on Kendrick to pull it all together for me, because I think he's really like he has that old school style in him.
And Kendrick on like that. The thing is, it's like the whole song. It's not even. You can't even really call it a diss track because the whole song isn't dedicated to dissing people. It's his verses like loosely, vaguely about being irritated with people. And it's like then he says the big 3 line, and it's like, I don't know, but yeah, he could bring something back. Hopefully, it continues to be interesting, you know, and develop in a neat way. You know?
Yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, I will say facts. Kendrick's was a warning shot, but I think the whole album as a whole was "We Don't Trust You," and that was to Drake. Because the whole album's called "We Don't Trust You," and then they dropped another album, "We Still Don't Trust You," and then ASAP was even on it, low key talking shit on the second.
And then who else is on the second album? Who's at the end? J. Cole's at the end.
Oh yeah,
J. Cole was at the end. J. Cole's at the end.
I was watching this other podcast. I don't know the name of it. It just comes through my feed, like, and they were referencing every. I don't know if this is a troll or not. So every song title on that second or first album is literally the opposite title of Drake's album.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I wish I could pull that up right now.
See, that's where it comes in with the subliminal messaging, bro. I mean, you gotta be in on the know, bro. They're all about about the sneak disses, bro, and they're all if you know type shit, bro.
Yep.
They love to sneak shit in there, bro. Yeah.
No, then that's exactly. I was watching a Drink Champs. I don't know if you've seen Drink Champs, but with Kanye. Kanye was saying that Drake is very good at like shooting subliminals. And
yeah.
That's maybe why everyone's going at him, because there's a lot like, why is Drake going? But he was like, Drake will DM your girl, Drake will do this, Drake will do that. Like, there's things that are probably going behind the curtains that we don't even know.
Yeah, and it's a good point to say too, because even like as he's rapping, he doesn't say anybody's name. Like, who the fuck are you talking about? Say their fucking name. Like there's nobody on the planet that didn't know who the fat motherfucker was when Tupac was said as like, and he says his name all through the whole track. Like you are the reason that you're getting dissed. Your name, your likeness, your entire family, everybody you fucking know, all that shit.
What was the first line of Ether too? Fuck Jay-Z. It was just straight out the bat. It was just, hey, yo.
Yeah, and then another reference to Tupac. Oh, fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's my turn, fellas.
Oh.
To break the seal.
Oh, yeah. You gotta do it.
Shit, I'm in line too, actually. Me and Zude are gonna run this shit real quick.
Yeah, man. What's popping? Yeah, World War III. You want to pivot to that?
You want to talk about that? Well, okay. You want me to go pee first, or?
Oh, true.
Let's talk about honestly.
Oh, let me talk about real quick too.
Let's check that one out.
I brought these because we got some hip hop heads in the house, bro. But also the great Ed Piskor. He's a podcaster and a comic book creator. He has the host of Cartoonist Kayfabe. It's a podcast where they look at comic books, but he had just passed away recently, past few weeks. But I brought this right here because he's the freaking GOAT. one of my biggest influences as a podcaster and an artist and a writer. So shout out him. We talked about Red Rooms on the podcast before, which is a horror comic, and it was fucking crazy. It's by this cat. You got Hip Hop Family Tree. This is the deluxe edition. Got volume 1 and 2. Shout out to homie, because he's really one of the goats of our generation in terms of comics and podcasting. And RIP. And we got Hip Hop is in the house, so I wanted to bring it by, show you cats too, and you know, say what's up to my dude, bro. RIP, dog.
Yeah. And you know, actually, why don't we keep talking about that? Actually, the young thing. I feel like I was watching a podcast with ZUDECAST actually, and he was like, I think he said like, I try to give these youngins advice, you know, just about the industry or just about rhyming or whatever, but they don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen. And I feel like a lot of these guys that are coming up aren't really doing their due diligence. You know, like for me, like I really study this shit. You know, like I really look at it and I try to decipher, like, you know, like for me, it's like Nas is the god. Like if I ask someone if they listen to Nas and they rap and they're like, nah, I don't really listen to Nas, like I kind of look at them sideways. I'm sorry,
hey,
but there's a few of you guys, you know, they're like, I don't really listen to Nas. I'm like, excuse me, like that. For me, that is the best rapper to ever do it. And Styles P even said, like, you know, he is the golden child of the golden era, and he turned 50 years old the same year hip hop turned 50 years old. If you ask me, that's fucking poetic as shit.
Yeah, man. That's real. Yeah, Nas is definitely goated. I was going to say, I was like, I don't listen to him like that. But no, Illmatic is classic. Nah.
Stillmatic.
You're going to fucking Stillmatic?
All right. Well, that's another album that he made. When he dissed Jay-Z, he made Stillmatic.
Right.
Like, he honestly, one of the disses where it's like, my last few albums would be a test. Like, he literally told him, my next couple projects are going to be a test. Street Disciple, I'm Stillmatic. And he came out. The first song, yo, the brother's Stillmatic. They thought I crawled the grave. You know, like basically him just coming back, like, because during that time, like, he was taking care of his mother when he had cancer, so he kind of just came back. He made Ether. He made The Bridges Over, dissing Cormega, who was also from Queensbridge. So like that was kind of like the homage to KRS-One, as The Bridges Over, The Bridges Over. But he said, nah, this is the time we destroy and rebuild it. You know, so like. I just really study that type of stuff, and you know that's why. I mean, SavTen knows I'm very critical of myself, and that's because I listen to these guys and go, "How can I get there?"
Yeah,
I gotta pay another shout out to Anton, because as he's writing his records and trying to find his voice and try to find his way through hip hop, and just the other day he was like, you know, if I may share this, you know, like he's just being honest, like, I'm just trying to find my style, almost, right? Like, bro, like everybody out here that knows you have already created who you are, your style, and it pays direct homage to all of New York's finest rappers, bro. So like what you embody out here as an individual in the West Coast and in California is your version of every possible influence you've ever had from New York rappers, bro.
I appreciate that.
That's you. It shines through, dog.
And I will say to that, like, I think it was a tweet from Ransom, and he was like, yo, when rappers are coming up, they really sound like who they emulate. Like if one of Nas's songs is like, he went over to Def Jam and Def Jam said he sounded like Cool G Rap, so he didn't sign him. And you know, like there's a lot of rappers cut from that Cool G Rap cloth, and that's why I'm saying, like, when you come up, that's what you sound like. I actually heard an old snippet from Future, and he was trying to rap like Andre 3000.
Well, yeah,
and that didn't really work out for him. You know, now he's doing what he's doing now, but just to think, I didn't even think he was capable of that, but that's what he was doing, and he had to kind of come into his own sound for him to become popular.
Yeah,
I would love to hear that record.
Yeah, I know, that sounds interesting.
I'll be back. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
I remember like go ahead. Like the first time I even heard Future's name, right? He was featured on a Rihanna album when Rihanna was like the biggest name ever back in like 2012 2013. And, you know, here comes this feature on a Rihanna track from Future. And I'm like, oh, man. Now, I'm not trying to shoot myself in the foot right now because I would love to work with Future as an artist, you know? But back then when I first heard him, like, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready from that sound from Atlanta that has completely taken over. Completely taken over, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that shit. Yeah, I remember when all that was kind of going on, like, like Lil Uzi Vert was getting big, and there was like Future and like Post Malone, and I know that's kind of all tangentially related, but a lot of that stuff was like 2014, 15.
Yeah,
real nostalgic for me because I was like right out of high school for me. So like I was doing a bunch of drugs and fucking listening to Future and getting fucked up, and it was definitely party time era, and it's a trip to see all that and like who became really big and like who didn't, because like I seen some cats like I met this fool from Metro Zoo, Ruben Slick, and a lot of us were like, this fool could blow up like really really hard, and you know he got into a bunch of shit, ended up in jail, and now he didn't blow up, and it's like damn. Meanwhile, you know, fucking Space Ghost Perp and you know, Metro Boomin, and I mean look at Metro Boomin now, you know what I mean? Love like whereas like, you know, like back then they were all kind of coming up at the same time, Ski Mask the Slump God, and like all these fools, you know, there's a whole wave. I'm glad I got to be there type shit, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. So Metro Boomin and I know 21 Savage as an artist.
Yeah, 21. Yeah, that
man. So like getting behind artists back from, I don't know, like when Migos hit the scene and they were rapping their specific style, their genre, and getting through it. And some people call it mumble rap, right? Like, or just being like that style. But even the artists that like, even from the Bay Area, right? There's artists that they rap a little bit off beat on purpose.
Right. Well, like Sugar Free.
Okay, I still feel Sugar Free like has his cadence, but it's on. I still think it's on beat, right? Like it's different.
I think it's extremely syncopated, but it is on beat, absolutely. But it's extremely syncopated. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to keep talking over you.
You're good.
But like, God, what's the name of that group from Vallejo? God, it's an acronym. They were
SOB.
Huh? SOB.
Yeah.
RBE.
Oh, they're from Vallejo?
They're. If they're not, I apologize. But like so, you know, they're like their specific style. Like I love their music, right? Love it to death. The rapping style of it is different for me, and it's not what I'm used to. I'll tell you that. And just, you know, getting like trying to get back to my original point, it was just like I appreciate all the different styles of it. That's all I can really say.
Hell yeah,
I appreciate it.
All right, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be right back.
Nah, you're good.
Myself,
dude. We're breaking seals out here. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. So we gotta hold it down for the show.
Well, I think we're gonna talk about World War III and then we're gonna be good. But I was gonna say, me and SavTen have been working. I was gonna say this actually, you know, because I keep getting off track. Was about the $30 membership was. You know, Josh invited SavTen over, and I was lucky enough to even, like, you know, see Josh work with SavTen, and so, like, just seeing, like, the behind the scenes was crazy, and then coming in and seeing what Money Man was doing, like, watching the craft, you know, it's like I said, the $30 membership already pays for the Freestyle Friday, and then you get that $30 membership, you come into City Sound, and you see, you know, just kind of, like, the behind the scenes, like, what's going on, and honestly, I just gotta say, when I heard Josh's like fucking ad libs coming on it, like it sounded so polished, and even when I saw Money Man being so specific on like, oh, I want the auto tune to sound like this, I want it to come off like this, I was like, you know, that was just something that was new for me, because
of the membership, you had that opportunity to just be here, and like I was saying, like just being in this building, you know, I got to meet artists that like I've couldn't wait to meet, right? Like King DZ walked through, and I got the like nonchalant intro from Joran. He was like, SavTen, King DZ. I'm like, for real? And that was a real ass moment for me to fanboy out with artists out here that I've been wanting to work with this whole time, and because I was like DMing rappers like, oh, I got beats, you know, they didn't know who I was, so thank God I didn't DM King DZ, and I met him in person, and we were able to exchange information like regular adults, you know. And even for my job, like Man, I'm out. I'm in the public. I meet people all day, every day. It's not nothing that like I don't do normally. I was just being lazy as an artist because I wanted to sit and chill, make beats.
Thinking it's different is a weird thing to get over, because same thing, I've worked customer service my whole life, and I'm like, wait a second, I could just do customer service for myself and be like, just do the spiel and like put your fucking face on for when you go out, and it's like, hey, that's not that bad, like that's not as hard as you thought it would be, like just be yourself and be nice and be friendly and not you know, we always joke about pimping yourself out, but it's like lightweight, but like, you know, just be yourself, you know, and use that skill that you're already doing for somebody else for yourself, you know. So we are getting pretty close to when I would just kind of call it anyways for like any given episode. Did you want to rap, Anton, on the beat? I got the beat for you too.
Yeah, we can go right now. We don't want to talk about World War III real quick?
We can, yeah. Let's do that too. We can do that too. Yeah.
Hot take, Anton. Hot take.
I was just gonna say, like,
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, kind of round it out. Just time warning, you know. Beep beep beep.
Yeah. You know, if you guys don't know, you know, the shit that's been going down in Palestine has been fucking sad, and all this has started after World War One, Western intervention, and you know, if you look at the map right now of the Middle East, the whole reason why that map looks like that is because of World War One, and Iran shot rockets over because Israel blew up a consulate. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about this, but supposedly Israel now wants to come back and do something, and Iran said, if you guys do something, we're going to come back tenfold stronger. And Israel has some of the most sophisticated defensive missile systems, and Iran has been pretty futuristic, I would say. If you look at the U.S., they're very big on flying planes over, dropping bombs, bringing big old aircraft carriers, when Iran has really looked at hypersonic missiles. So what they did was they brought 300 drones over, and I think they've been very strategic in this to not drag the U.S. into this conflict, where these drones take 2-3 hours to even get to Israel. Mm-hmm. So like it wasn't a surprise. They're like, yeah, here are these drones. The U.S., Israel, they're striking these drones down, and they're using the drones as decoys to bring missiles in, and they end up actually hitting targets inside of the airbase. So the Iron Dome wasn't actually as good as they said it was, and this was a strategic move by Iran. And as sad as it is right now is because, you know, there were some talks where it was like, oh, if Hamas was going to come, then Iran was going to come with them. That sadly wasn't the case, but there's been deaths by 1,000 cuts, and I have to say, like, Iran is playing wonderful chess right now, because there are reports saying that the U.S. isn't going to step in if Israel retaliates, and supposedly Iran hasn't even showed their hypersonic missiles yet that are supposed to even just be unseen. Those hit Israel in 400 seconds supposedly.
Well, and that shit's crazy because it's like they're all the like distance away from each other as like states, you know, they're like the same distance as like states, like us from like Nevada, you know, so the geography over there, they're really up in each other's shit, which is part of why they're so, it's like, you know, I mean, you see how people get with like Mexico over here, it's like that's how they are, except there's like religious extremism and shit on both sides, and they're like totally ready to just fucking destroy each other over, and the history goes back way further than you know, we think we got beef when it's like America, colonialism, imperialism, that's like 200 years going on 500 with, you know, Spanish and stuff, but over there it's like thousands and thousands of years of beef, religious beef, and they're like, you've killed everybody I fucking, you know, on this side, and then I've killed everybody on this side, and it's just like the hate runs deep, and it's fucking crazy because now you have like technology. We're talking, we're saying we're like the Iron Dome is like real life, some Metal Gear Solid shit, like it's a real life like Metal Gear Solid marvel of man-made horror beyond, and it's a defensive thing. It's good, but it's also, I mean, it's cool, but it's also, it sucks that it's like there because Israel is just a foothold, you know, for the UN. Just kind of like the Ukraine shit too, where it's like Ukraine is very much so a foothold, and there's people there, and that's what's fucked up is that the people are being used as like a shield almost for the interests of the global like the UNA governments and shit.
Well,
I have a question for you, bro. So hopefully you can shed some light from your stance.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't really have much to say, but I have a question because of just either ignorance or my personal, like my sheltered view, right? So when people are taking sides right now, and when people are afraid, like from the Palestinian side of things, to make a stance or to make a statement at all, like why are we hearing things more or on one side? For me, I'll speak for myself, sorry. Why am I hearing things like, oh, you can't say these things because they're anti-Semitic? But I'm not hearing the other side of why aren't we also protecting the Palestinian and the other Iranian, like the folks that are in, why aren't we protecting both sides?
I will say that what we said here, Hollywood is very intertwined with the government. If you look at Aladdin, like it's full page, it's called Orientalism. It's to make the Arabs look bad so that the U.S. government can come in and govern it. I mean, they made the main characters sound, you know, like white and all that, and they look a lot lighter than the other characters, right? And I mean, even one of the scenes is like, oh, if you steal an apple, I'm gonna cut your hand off. You know. Oh, and in the starting scene, oh, this place is barbaric, but hey, it's home. You know, so it paints the picture that these guys are terrorists. They don't know what they're doing, so that the U.S. can come in. And then there's also the AIPAC lobby that is a pro-Israel lobby inside the U.S. And if you think about it, if there was a pro-Russia lobby, people would be going crazy over that. Because there shouldn't be any foreign lobby being put on by the, you know, inside the United States. And there's actually a thing going on Twitter. It's like there'll be politicians being, I stand with Israel, and then they'll do the AIPAC tracker and see how much money they got paid. I saw one woman was given $1 million, one dude is given $30,000, and then to also say that is like CNN has to go through Israel, like the IDF, to get the okay and not okay about what they can say. And you know, it's the propaganda. Like there's the hypocrisy between like Russia is, oh, Putin's bad because Russia was bombing civilians, which he did bomb civilians. Well, Israel was bombing civilians too, but the U.S. didn't really care as much. Like there's a hypocrisy.
Well, it's all about like where the money is, frankly, too, and where the business deals are too. Because again, there's tons of business deals wrapped up in Ukraine right now, and like tons of stuff is like favors owed basically to Ukraine. So that's why we were like really dumping money to Ukraine, and now basically everybody's kind of goldfish brain kind of switched to this stuff too. So now it's like really been focused on this too. But again, now you see that it's like they're doing the same shit. They're moving in. They're fucking people's lives up. But it's like, oh no, but it's against terrorists. And it's like, don't get me wrong, it's an ugly situation. The whole fucking thing. It's super complicated because again, like there are cats that are being funded to cause problems by Iran and probably by some U.S. by some bad fucking reach around. You know what I mean? But you know, again, it gets tricky because it's such a complicated history. It's such a sensitive history. It's ugly. You get all these images coming out of there. It's brutal. You know, we're living through real fucking history, man.
Yeah.
I'm tired of, you know, there's a joke where it's like, I'm tired of living through major historical events.
Yeah.
Can we slow down?
I will say this at the genesis, if you think about it, right? Britain. So during World War One, they were fighting the Ottomans, right? And the World Zionist Organization, who believed that they want to take all of Israel, well, the dude who founded it came from Hungary or Hungary, however you say it, right? So Britain was really interested in getting the Eastern European Jews on their side. So the way they said it was, hey, if you guys come here, we'll give you a national home from the Balfour Declaration. They never said a national state. They were very good at their words. They said national home.
Yep.
So Eastern European Jews started coming in, and they even made the president a Jewish person, and the Arabs were like, what is going on here?
Right.
This isn't making any sense. and they started fighting, and it got to the point where Britain was trying to please everybody. They're like, well, we didn't say we were going to give you guys a state. We said you're going to give you a home. So they're pleasing the Arabs, and then World War II came around, and they're like, oh, we need to please the Arabs. They pulled out the white papers where the Arabs are going to get most of the land, because of they needed oil. And if they were going to piss off the Arabs, then they weren't going to get any oil, right? So still, the people on the Arab side, Palestinian side, were like, we don't want this deal because we're only getting 55%. The moderates were like, let's take this deal, right? So what really messed it up was extremism on both sides. And then the Zionists ended up blowing up a hotel that held British soldiers. And it got to the point where British soldiers were like, why the fuck are we even here? They left. The U.S. came in, and they've been holding hands ever since. And that's the whole reason why the U.S. has been such a target for Middle Eastern countries, is because this whole... While other countries were gaining their sovereignty, Palestine wasn't gaining that sovereignty. And there's always that debate. It's like, oh, well, the Jews been there. Well, okay, sure. Abraham, like you said, came from Iraq. So if Abraham was an Arab and he came from Iraq and he immigrated to Palestine, then he was Arab. Like, you didn't say there were any like white Jews in Iraq. So he immigrated to Palestine, and then the Prophet Muhammad and Jesus were both descendants from Abraham. I think it was Ishmael and Isaac, and I think Jesus was born from Abraham's wife, and then the other side was like Abraham's.
Right, they're both like descendants, like
they're
this way and
they're
shit.
still related, but brothers from a different mother.
Right.
And so it's like, if you think about it, then sure, then there were Jews there, and Judaism came first. So
See, and that's where this bitch really gets tricky though, because these fools are throwing like religious lore at each other, where it's like very, 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 very fucking difficult to verify by any means. Like, we're talking legit, like you have to find like the smallest things as your evidence and then extrapolate upon it so hard, you know. And so that's what, and it's just like with, like, you know, in early imperialism with Africa, like Europe just said, I'll take this, you can have this, you can take this, you can take this. And it had no attention to the ethnicities of the regions, the tribes of the regions, the local like interaction, who has beef with who. That's what they did with fucking Israel and the Middle East there, and it's been fucked.
Yeah. I mean, and like I'm trying to say is like, Arabs have been living there forever. The Judaism came first because Judaism did come first. And the whole anti-Semitic stuff doesn't make any sense because, and people say this all the time, is like, Muslims are Semitic, Christians are Semitic, because the Abraham religion is Semitic, and it falls under the language of the Semitic language family, where it's Hebrew, Aramaic, and then Arabic. Those are a Semitic language. It's a whole family. It's under the same tent. So you're calling someone anti-Semitic who's actually Semitic. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And what's going on in Africa, actually, the whole reason why I believe France has been, they said they were going to fight Russia in the wars, because France owns a lot of those colonies in Africa right now, and Africa isn't liking that. The countries in Africa aren't liking that, and so Russia is kind of seeping in there, like, oh yeah, let me help you guys, and France isn't liking that. So like, that's why I see that happening. But I mean, yeah, from the end of it, like, I guess that's what I want to say. There's things going on, like, especially like to talk on the hypocrisy. Yeah, they don't want to condemn Israel for blowing up an Iranian embassy in Syria, but they're condemning Iran for shooting rockets over at Israel.
I definitely don't understand it. So
that's the thing.
It's hypocrisy.
It's super duper complicated too, though. Like, especially for Americans who, like, we don't give a fuck. Like, not we do get, but you know, growing up, it's not something that's in our consciousness like that. You know, we don't know the line so well.
I don't.
And it's a trip, you know. So a lot of people, you know, that's why it's extra scary. I feel like for a lot of people, they're like, so what, are they gonna drop bombs or what? And it's like, I don't think it's gonna get to that, to be honest. I think it's gonna be a lot of, what's the word? brinksmanship. You feel me? Like this is how they felt in the '60s. We're like, fuck. They're like, everybody chill the fuck out. Don't blow each other up, you know.
well,
and it's like, I think we're living through that, but I don't, you know. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Like,
so after your last, point, I have one last gift. It's to break the ice here. So go ahead.
Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
So I know we're trying to kick off the finish it off with your little with the cipher. Let me. I told you I had a gag gift, so here it is. Real quick
let's see what you got. Yeah.
I picked this up from school because I'm in communications right now. So in terms of in terms of the politics, I got this from school for free. I'm not voting any direction like this, but I got you a bumper sticker for this debate right now.
There you go. I'll do it. I'll rock that shit, bro. Yeah. Fucking RFK. Let's fucking go.
You can toss that if you want to. That's all good.
I'll keep it. I'll keep it. We got opinions about
this. It's a gag.
That's another conspiracy. Supposedly, JFK supported the Palestinian state, and that's supposedly why he.
Oh man,
that's another conspiracy. I'm not gonna say that's true.
But you know what's not a conspiracy?
Anton's bars.
Yeah. Let's finish this out with the hot 16, son.
All right, bro. You ready? I'm gonna play the instrumental whenever you're ready, Anton.
Oh man, I'm excited. Jordan, you ready?
Yeah. Damn, man.
All right.
Oh shit. I'm getting put on the spot right now.
Is this coming off the top or freestyle?
Okay, hold on.
There might be a little bit of both.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm
right.
excited right now.
Yep.
What's this track called?
Pie hole. Yo, while y'all were looking at rappers to respond, I was looking at the bombs dropped from Iran. They were killing Palestinians last Ramadan. Watch out from the guys from Lebanon. Yeah, that's all I had to say. End of times, biblical times, look at the Quran. I know God is real. My grandma died with her eyes closed. If you know nothing about Palestine, close your pie hole. God's chosen people, these are the lies told. Satanic ritual, blood pricking, lives sold. I shouldn't have tell the games against why these pies sold. Smoke the puff, just trying to shine. The rides are dope. Why live fast when I can ride slow? Downtown Boise, take a bitch to pie hole. Why flip a brick when I can flip a track? Put my money into sound bite, then I bring it back. Rap it, write it down, record it, drop it, send it through a couple towns. It's hot shit. Shout out to SavTen. I remember back then when he had my back. Back then, they gon' ask back when I had the supportive back end, and I'ma take that, juice it, and put it back in. Smoke the raps, drink the hand, then I rap again. I hit the strip like a brick, hit the block like some rocks, hit the stoop and punch in the clock. I'm like Marlo from The Wire, the price of the brick is going up. The price of rice in China is going up. They see the star in me, I guess I'm glowing up. I'ma put a bomb in soundbite, man. I'ma blow it up. Anton, SavTen music on the way. Thanks for showing up.
Hey! Fuck yeah.
Put in them ad-libs.
Hell yeah, boys.
For sure.
Fuck yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on, dogs. I appreciate you, bro. We talked music, bro. We geeked out, bro. We got political, bro. That's a ZUDECAST episode, bro.
It's my lucky rock right here.
Hey,
oh, yeah.
Tiger's Eye.
Let them know where they can find you guys.
Right now, Anton.Corleone. I will be coming in with the new Instagram, so check it out.
Yeah, I'm at SavTen everywhere. SavTen. SavTen Music on YouTube. SavTen everywhere for sure. Shameless plug. One last, real quick before we about to bounce.
Oh, I got one too.
Yeah, so promoting. This is the first time ever promoting a brand new cipher coming to Sacramento.
What?
It's called Look.
Say what?
So stay tuned for the Look cipher. This is some of the merch from it. This is the 00 from Look, and Man, I'm really excited. So I'm a shamelessly promote episode 1 right now. We're gonna have Money Man, we're gonna have Grove, and we're gonna have our very own Josh Joran on episode 1. So stay tuned for Look, and it's soon to come to a city near you.
I just wanted to say, you know, they're like, yo, what about the Flip's OnlyFans? Yo, I just got love for Flip. He's always supported me. Like at Freestyle Friday when no one got my fucking bars, he came and shook my hand. And then also shout out to fucking Soli Bull. I know we don't hang out that much anymore, but man, he's been supportive of me, and I met both these fools at Freestyle Friday. Like Soli Bull brought me to Golden Bear on Tuesdays to perform live and shit. So like it like I said, it would have been nothing without Freestyle Friday too. So shout out to Josh again.
Hell yeah, boys. Well, thank you so much, bro. It's been a great ZUDECAST, and we are out of here.
For sure. Thank you, brother.
Right,
Appreciate your life.
Let's go.
Would you build a website for a major brand with more than